What's going on YouTube? So today I wanted to show you how to install struts. This is a 2012 Nissan Xterra. This is a S model. Very easy. These are Monroe quick struts. As you can see right there, they're called the professional choice. If you go to Advanced Auto Parts, they're around $190 versus the cheaper ones, which are $110. These are what they had in stock today, so I went ahead and bought the nicer ones anyways. This truck has a lot of miles on it. It's got 273,500 miles, 504 miles, but who really cares about 4 miles? But what I want to show you is what I did and how I did it and some of the tools I used. So, right here, that's the wrong one. I got it right to, where did I put it? Oh, right. Nope, wrong one anyways. Okay, but basically what I did was, after you take off the wheel, it's obvious. Take off the wheel first, you know. Break the lug nuts, put it up on the jack stand like I got there. Simple stuff. Don't really need to talk about it that much. You know, simple stuff, just jack it up. So, one of the things that I saw on the internet, obviously you're watching this on the internet, someone said that you had to take out the ball joint to remove the strut. That's not necessary. I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible because this truck has too many miles. I know it sounds bad, but I mean, it's still going to be safe. I mean, eventually I'll have to replace the ball joint and all that stuff. But who cares? It's got 273,000 miles. So, I got a 14-inch quick wrench, whatever you call these, the ones that ratchet back and forth on the wrench, a ratcheting wrench. I don't know why I said anything else. A 14mm ratcheting wrench up here at the top. Take off the hat. It's 3 of them. Comes down. Right here on the big nut, I was holding it with a 3/4 wrench, if I can find that too. Oh, here it is. Here's the wrench I was holding it with. Hold it down on this side. And then I was actually using an impact at one point. It's going to be a pain in the butt, but you can do it by hand. It's use like a bigger, here's a 1/2 inch. You just got to break it apart. It's a 19mm nut on this side that you have to break. You got to hold the bolt at the same time. That's why I was using the 3/4 inch to hold it down on this side. So basically you need half inch. I'd say 1/2 inch is mandatory because you're going to have to break the lugs anyways. So a pry bar, not a pry bar. What is it called? Basically you're going to need whatever I'm trying to say. Basically you need one of these. I'll remember at some point what it is. I feel dumb not knowing. But I'll remember. A breaker bar. You're going to need a breaker bar. A 19mm socket. Breaker bar. You got to break the lugs. The lugs are 22. That's obvious if you're doing this. Other thing I found out. Obviously, struts, you got to do both sides. While I was trying to do it one side at a time, does not work. Because I find out from personal experience, so don't do this. I could have watched a video and figured it out. You have to knock down that sway bar. So you got to take off this top sway bar and link on both sides. So jack the car up, take both wheels off at the same time. Obviously do one side at a time, you know, put one strut in, take one strut out. I just went with the strut and the spring because, to be honest, why am I going to use a spring that's got 200,000 plus miles on it? You know, and plus on the other side it's cracked. So it's just easier, you know, like they wanted $128 at the dealership for just a shock, you know. Trying to do this cheap, want to do it well, so why not just throw on a whole thing? Makes it easy too. No need to compress it. But yeah, knock down the sway bar. Sway bar, you just move it out of the way. And by not taking out the ball joint, you're going to have to play around with this, taking it out. But trust me, it's not that bad. It takes an extra second. And I feel like it's offset anyways. If I had to remove the ball joint, it would take the same amount of time. So, because you got to take out the cotter pin, and, you know. Then you got to go buy a cotter pin. So it's all that work. So scrap that. Just don't do it. But yeah, it's very simple. It's only realistically it's 4 bolts on the strut. You know, one at the bottom, 3 on the top. sway bar end link on one side. So I mean, like one side, you're talking about 4 bolts that really need to be removed. And then the wheel, I mean, it's 10 bolts all together. Gets you in and out. It's super quick, super easy. I'm 21 years old. I have very limited mechanical skills, but I mean, I have tools, so you know, I got a little bit, but just a lot of common sense. It's not hard, super easy. If you have any questions, shoot me down below and I'll answer them. It's super easy. Like I said, this is a 2012 Nissan Xterra, so it's a second gen. They're pretty much all the same. I'll do a video later about I have an axle leaking again, and that's again another fairly easy thing to fix on these cars. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how to fix it. And honestly, I thought it was gonna be a lot harder to put the strut in because it's not in the engine bay, but it's obvious, it's easy. 14mm ratcheting wrench would be key to have for the top. Again, like I said at the bottom, you're gonna have to hold it with a 3/4 inch wrench. You're gonna need a 19mm socket on this side. You're going to need a 17mm socket for this side. 17, 19, 3/4, 14. Easy. It's a couple tools. Obviously, if you have some breaker bars, that'll be key, because you're going to need that anyways to get the lugs off, unless you have an impact. But if you have an impact, then bam, you're going to be doing well. Just take off the strut at the bottom, because that's honestly what took the most time, was getting that one bolt removed. It's going to be a pain to remove the top ones, because obviously it's going to be on there for a while. On this one, it's been there, 200,000 plus miles. So, yeah. So, if you have any questions, put them down below. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, and have a great day, y'all. And, yeah, it's super easy. Thanks. Bye.